I just got all the achievements in Crash Bandicoot 1 within the Crash Bandicoot N'sane Trilogy edition. Want to see how I got them? Then let's check out the journey. And as always, the first thing to do is hit that new game. And we jump straight into a cutscene where this Cortex guy is like doing an experiment on me. It doesn't really work out. I get out the chair and I jump out the window to escape, so that's pretty good. But then it becomes apparent that we left our lady friend behind, so we gotta go back and save her. So we end up on a little beach here. We do a nice little spin and a cheeky little thumbs up, and then it's time to get to some achievement chasing. But first I gotta jump down a hole because I'm a scrub. And then we got our first achievement on the board, which was Spin Doctor, which all you have to do is just spin one enemy into another, and you got to do that twice within one level. It's pretty easy stuff, not too bad. And then it took me a hot minute to get used to these controls. I fell down too many holes to count, but yeah, we eventually finished that first level. I can't believe I got stuck in the first level of all things, but I was feeling a lot more comfortable, and yeah, we went on to our next achievement, which was in level 2. We then started collecting all the character tokens and found 3 of those bad boys and entered the bonus round, giving us the achievement. That's what those do. And then we started making our way through the game, and yeah, I started getting bullied by a guy with a shield. He wouldn't let me pass him. It was kind of rude, I'm not gonna lie. And then we got chased by a boulder, and then we had a nice relaxing sail on a leaf upstream, which was pretty cool, until we met our first boss, Papu, which was pretty fun. He's a big old boy, he's a snoozy boy, but yeah, we woke him up. He got his big stick out and started taking that for a spin, and we just sat on his head and sat on it some more. And then eventually he went down and we got the achievement for taking him out, which was pretty nice stuff. And once he was dealt with, we continued on through the game, rode on a little hog, and then I met my first real challenge of a level, which was the native fortress. These shield guys really annoyed me, and I really struggled to get past them. And yeah, I also couldn't time my jumps properly, so yeah, this level was pretty painful for me. It did teach me a whole bunch of stuff though, after seeing God knows how many game over screens. But eventually we made it to the end of that level and found ourselves a stack of extra lives, which we unfortunately did spin one away, but it did mean that we got the achievement I meant to do that, which is to spin away an extra life, which is pretty nice. And then it was time for Ripperoo, which is our second boss fight and our next achievement. And this fight wasn't too bad. All you have to do really is just set off the big TNT and just time it right, so Ripperoo is next to the TNT, while avoiding him because he does just jump around a whole bunch. But yeah, we eventually took him down and got the achievement Ripper Ruined. And then after he was down, we had to deal with a bunch of bats, so do a bit of platforming, you know, making our way through the game, got some tasty apples while jumping across some platforms and taking out some snakes, get rid of that boy. And then we had to avoid a hog on a really destroyed bridge. I don't know who let him up here, but yeah, he's running about and it's kind of awkward. And then we just jumped on some turtles, and yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad, made it in that level. And then yeah, eventually got to our next achievement, which is simple enough. All you gotta do is miss 30 crates and not smash them, and then eventually they just, well, you know, they just keep falling down and break his back. So sorry about that, Crash, but we got that achievement, and that's all that really matters. And then it was time for the third boss, which was a jacked up Koala. I mean, this guy's pretty buff except for those legs. I guess he doesn't, I guess he skips that leg day, huh? But yeah, he puts me down pretty quick. I stand there looking dumb and he throws a rock at my head. So yeah, don't do that. Don't stand still. Not good. But yeah, this guy isn't too bad. Just avoid all the rocks and the TNT and whatnot. And then when he throws those big rocks, just spin those back at him when he's flexing. And yeah, you can take him down. And then he gets pretty pissed off and gives it a big old roar on that track, and the minecart comes along and just takes him away. So, you know, we'll see you later, Koala Kong. And then we got that achievement for defeating Koala Kong, so yeah, that's pretty nice. It's in the bag. And with him down, it was on to the third island, the final island, Cortex land, and it's very industrial and lab-like in here. So yeah, this was a bit of a vibe change instead of the, you know, the village stuff. So yeah, it was pretty cool here, and I made my way through a series of levels and then wound up against a guy called Pinstripe. He's the fourth boss, so yeah, let's take him down. Now, same as the others, this guy isn't too bad. Basically, all you gotta do is attack him as he's swapping sides for the first half of the fight, and then after that, wait for that reload, and then give him a good old spin and a slap. And eventually, he'll go down, shooting a bunch of bullets around in the circle, and he'll fall off the desk, and then it's achievement time. Pinstripe Patooey is in the bag, so yeah, he's not too bad. And yes, you probably guessed it, once he was down, we made our way through the next few levels, and yeah, we had a bit of a difficult time with the slippery climb level. That one was pretty difficult, but we did make it through in the end. It was a bit of a platforming nightmare and had me stuck there for a good hour or so. But yeah, we made it through. It's alright. And then we made it to our 4th boss, which was Dr. Nitrus, and he was an interesting kind of guy. He had some potions and stuff and was making some slime boys. So yeah, good stuff there, right? But no problem there. All we gotta do is just jump on these slime boys and hit him with the blap 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 blap. And then yeah, he goes down and he drinks his potions because he's a bit of a thirsty boy. And then he turns into this big old Hulk kind of guy and then just starts thumping the ground. And then yeah, all you gotta do is jump on these little blocks, jump on his head, and then he falls out the window. So easy stuff, right? Oh, and then he tries to fly but fails miserably. But we don't fail, getting the achievement Nitrus broken, which is pretty nice. Only one boss left to get. So after he's dealt with, we start making our way through the mission called the lab, and we accidentally get electrocuted by some Tesla coil things, which then gets us the achievement I see London, I see France, and the description basically says to die as Crash. And I've done that countless times but don't have it yet, so I'm assuming you do need to get caught by these electric coil things to get this achievement. But with that in the bag, it was time to take out Dr. Cortex, the final boss. We're on the big balloon thing, and yeah, he's shooting his ray gun at us. So yeah, it's a pretty simple boss fight. All you gotta do is to avoid those purple ray gun shots, and whenever you see the green ones, just give them a spin attack, and they'll eventually do damage to Dr. Cortex. And eventually, once you hit enough of them, he will go down, and that's it. That's the achievement unlocked and game complete. And then it's pretty sad times for Cortex. He falls off his hoverboard, and that's the last we see of him. And then yeah, we get a nice little cheeky hug from our lady friend for saving her, and then it's on to the next achievement grind, which is to collect all of the gems and the colored gems. We started this grind by collecting all of the colored gems first, as this is required to get all the crates in all of the other levels, as they refill new passageways and more crates, so you can get the clear gems on all the levels. So it's always a good idea to get the colored gems first. And while we were collecting the colored gems, we did get the achievement a hidden gem, which is to use one of those hidden paths I was on about after gaining one of those colored gems. So yeah, pretty nice stuff there. Now, collecting the 6 colored gems are going to be the hardest gems for you to get, because you have to complete the level without dying once and smashing all of the crates. And yeah, they obviously make these levels the hardest levels that you actually play through. So yeah, that's good fun. But we did end up getting we ended up getting all 6, which was pretty nice. One thing to note is that if you die during the bonus stages, that doesn't count. So you can die all you want in the bonus stages. Do not worry about those. And while completing the Lost City mission to collect my final colored gem, I did manage to hit 99 lives, which was pretty nice, which gave me the achievement on Cloud 9. So yeah, pretty nice stuff, and it's very comfortable to have 99 lives. It was yeah, it was nice to see. Now with all of the colored gems completed and obtained, we could start making our way through the game again and accessing all those secret passageways to collect all of the crates. And then yeah, while we were doing this, we then hit the point where we earned 13 gems and got the achievement More Gems Are Better Than None. And then we quickly made our way through the game, collecting the rest of the gems, and then eventually wound up the achievement, the Ultimate Gem Path, which was to collect 26 gems in total. So yeah, that was all the levels done with all the gems, all the crates smashed, so pretty nice stuff there. And you may have noticed I had 2 keys there on the level end screen. So yeah, let's take a look at how I got those and how I got the achievements tied to them. So the first level with the key is Sunset Vista, and the character tokens are more in the second half of the level. So as soon as you make it to the top of the level, in the background you can run around the back and you'll find your first token now. The second token, you gotta jump on some boxes and jump on top of the pushing walls, and you'll find the second token on top of them. And the last token is pretty close to the bonus level. Just jump in the background again and smash a box hidden behind a pillar. And then you can access that bonus stage and get yourself that tasty key and that tasty achievement. And the second key is within the level, the Jewels of Darkness. You'll find the first token next to a checkpoint. You'll see a stack with TNT on top and a question mark at the bottom. Your first token's inside that box there. Now the second token is easily missable, as if you punch the snake, he'll fly into the TNT, exploding your token. So make sure you jump on his head, and then that token's all yours. And then for the third token and access to the bonus level, after you get your second token, you'll jump across to the left and you'll see some floating apples. Just jump into them and keep in line with them, because there's some invisible platforms underneath them, which is, you know, pretty cheeky. And then you'll find a bonus level just up ahead with the token in one of those crates nearby, and then that should be your 3 tokens, and you can get started on that bonus level and grab yourself the key and your achievement once you finish that level. Once all the gems and the keys were obtained, we then took a look at the Stormy Ascent level, which is probably the hardest level in this game, and yeah, it was definitely something, but we managed to get to the end and unlock that gem, which gave us the achievement, the Crown Jewel, which is to get the, well, it just says Seek and Destroy, but it's to get the gem on Stormy Ascent. And then we followed this by doing the time trial, which we got 4 minutes 20 and got ourselves the gold medal, giving us the achievement, an Ancient Antiquity, which is to do hard time. That's all it says, but it's to do the Stormy Ascent time trial and get a gold or above. So yeah, I was really happy to achieve this, and if you're interested, I do have a video out which is my whole experience of doing these 2 achievements with Stormy Ascent, because it was quite a difficult challenge and it took me about 3 hours I think to get both of these. But yeah, it was quite painful, so if you want to join the journey on that and see me struggle like this, nope, you fucking game, give it, what the I'm struggling here, I'm struggling. But anyway, enough of that, let's crack on with some more achievements. So we got started doing all of the time trials, which was a painful task again. Getting through all these levels and getting gold was no joke, but we did get a couple platinums in there and a couple of achievements as well. So our first achievement we got was to earn 5 relics. It didn't matter if it was sapphire, gold or platinum, but we got that achievement, which was Catch Me If You Can. And then this was also followed by an achievement to get eaten by a plant. So we got chomped down by a plant, and we got the achievement called Feed Me. And that's just to die. And then our last achievement was the achievement Could Go All The Way, which was to get 10 relics at gold or higher, which was yeah, it was a pretty good start. And then several hours later of more pain and brutality, we eventually made it to the 26 relics and got ourselves the achievement Practice Makes Perfect, and it really does. I mean, some of these missions took over an hour for me to get the gold, but we got there in the end. And then all that was left was to get one final achievement, and it was time to play as Coco and take out 5 enemies with a spin. That's all we had to do, so we quickly went to the first level, did that, got the achievement No Holds Barred, which then led us to get the last achievement, which is the big one, the Trepid Crash Bandicoot. Collect all the achievements in Crash Bandicoot, which is, you know, that's the one we want, that's the big old boy. And with that, that was Crash Bandicoot 1 complete. This took me over 24 hours, I'm not gonna lie. All of these challenges and the time challenges and stuff really did add up the time. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I've never played Crash Bandicoot all the way through before, because I never owned it as a kid, because yeah, I just couldn't afford it on the PlayStation 1. But we did it. We eventually played Crash and we did it 100%, so I couldn't be happier. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, why not hit the like button and comment down below. Tell me about your experience and what you think of this video. Tell me, did I do a good job? Was it good? Was it bad? Let me know. And yeah, subscribe. I mean, the fact I got that 420 on the Stormy Ascent mission, you know, that's probably worth a little subscribe, don't you think? But anyway, that's it for now, so I'll see you on the next one. Nice one.